So, Ruth, can you see, is council available?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Before I gavel in the meeting, I want to have a short discussion with council. It's okay, everybody can sit here. It's a public statute that we're going to go through here. Council, I need some advice relative to the chair. She's out. She's, I think there's a statutory reason for her to be absent today. I just needed some instruction from you on how we're going to manage that from a legal perspective for the meeting.
Yes, good evening, Vice Chair and Board. Chair Diamond is actually online right now on Zoom, and her attendance and participation in the meeting is possible under provisions of AB 2449. So if I can have Chair Diamond turn on her camera so we can walk through the requirements in order for remote participation.
Unfortunately, we don't have a screen in the room, and that can only be received online. Is that going to be an issue?
No, because she can be seen online.
Mm-hmm.
I just need her camera on.
Do you see her?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Chair Diamond. It is my understanding that you have requested an allowance by this board to participate in the meeting tonight due to health concerns and health issues. And so without getting into the details of that, if you can please confirm that that is correct.
That is correct.
And please identify if there's anyone else in your presence age 18 or older.
My husband is downstairs.
Okay, I'm in the room with you right now.
No, nobody in this room.
Okay, perfect, thank you. So Vice Chair Tawana, with that explanation from Chair Diamond, I would request that there be a motion and a vote to allow Chair Diamond to participate remotely tonight pursuant to the provisions of AB 2449.
I move that we accept that Chair Diamond be able to participate pursuant to AB 449?
2449.
2449.
I second.
So, roll call to vote. So, Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Dinahue.
Yes.
Okay. So we have 3. Motion pass.
Yes, I don't know if you said anything to me. I couldn't hear you very well.
Yeah, move closer to your microphone, Ruth.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
barely.
Okay. So,
There are sufficient votes, the motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, so Chair Diamond, is it your intention that myself as the vice chair will operate the meeting, or would you like to go through the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. You want me to run the meeting?
Yes, I'm sorry. I would like you to run the meeting because
Yeah, I understand.
The reason I'm not
You're
there is because I'm not capable of doing it tonight.
You're disadvantaged. Okay, no problem. Okay, then, here we go, gaveling in. The meeting of the San Simeon Community Services District has now come to order. Please note the time.
6:05 p.m.
Roll call, please.
So, Chair Tijuana,
Here.
Director Lee,
Present.
Director Dinahue,
Yes.
Director Diamond.
Here.
Great. All are present. Please stand and face the flag if you can, and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Forgive me. Oh, my God. done? All right. A little better. No, it's terrible, I can't do it. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I will fix it after the meeting, Polly. I'll fix it. Are you gonna square the front away? Thank you. Come on. Good girl. Come on, come here. Well, I'm trying to run a meeting. You want to participate? You want to play the flag?
Please allow more time.
All right, I understand. Yeah, you did well. Thank you. That's much better. The tassels need to go over the field, but we'll take care of that after the meeting. All right. I'm a purist, I'm sorry. Okay. Now, no apologies for that, by the way. Okay. All right, so let's move forward through the agenda. The first item on the agenda is public comment. Public comment for items not on the agenda. Any member of the public may address the board related to any matter pertaining to the district business and within the board's authority to take action, provided the matter is not on the board's agenda. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, with additional time at the discretion of the chairperson. The public wishing to address the board on items that do not appear on the agenda may do so. However, the board will take no action other than referring the item to staff for study and analysis, and may place the item on a future agenda. Are there any persons in the room that wish to address the board for public comment?
We have a comment online. So,
We have to give the room a second.
I'm sorry.
Did you step on my foot?
Sorry?
Did you step on my foot?
We
No?
have
Okay.
some- yeah.
That's the only time you have to be sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Nobody in the room wishes to address the board for public comment. Okay, thank you. Can we go to the online comments, if any?
Okay, we have somebody. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Hank Preside.
Yes, we can
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. It is unfortunate that necessary documents or attachments, such as contracts and quotes, are missing from the board package. How can our board make informed decisions without this information, or have public transparency and input as required? In addition to the missing documents, the approval of the bank signatures is set to occur before the appointment of the new IGM. This is out of order, but can be corrected. That item can be corrected with the agenda order being changed to accommodate the proper order. At least 4 key attachments are missing. The contracts for our bookkeeper and general manager assistant are not there. Contracts are basic, critical information that is needed for public and board review. Nowhere does it say what the hourly rates are, or the term of the contracts, or insurance requirements. These are contractors, they are not employees, where you have standard arrangements for those people that you can say you don't need a contract. The quote for the Eagle Water Availability Study update, it is listed as an attachment, much like the contracts were, is missing. What is ACO proposing to do for the money? This subject involves possible litigation, yet the attachment and the staff report, being the quote, is missing with all the detail. The quote for the pipe ridge painting is missing. For some of us, we would like to know what kinds of treatment or painting materials or coating treatments are being proposed, so we cannot comment, and you have a difficult time making an informed decision. Because, for example, that bridge, is subject to corrosion from the sea, and certain treatments are better and a little bit more expensive sometimes, but we have no idea what's being proposed, so some of us could not comment on that. So that's the extent of my comment. I'm thinking that you may want to consider removing the items on the agenda that are missing, either contracts or the quotes. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any further comments?
Nobody else.
Okay. Council, are you available for a consultation quickly?
I am. As Mr. Prusak was providing that comment, I went online to double check.
Yeah.
And it does appear that we have two agreements that I can't locate on the webpage myself that were transmitted for inclusion in the agenda packet. So my recommendation is once we get to that agenda item, I will pull whatever is not to be considered tonight, and we can address the remaining items.
Right. Thank you so much. I felt like when I read through the resolutions that were available online, I could ascertain quite a lot of information. So certainly we'll do our best, and thank you, council, for your advice. Okay, next item on the agenda is non-district reports. Is the sheriff available?
Yes, he is. Please, Commander.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, we'd love to hear your report.
All right, good afternoon, Commander Boss here. So we had a pretty quiet month of March. We had a total of 21 calls for service for the San Simeon area as compared to 40 from last year. So again, we're trending downward, which is good. Of note, were 2 suspicious circumstances calls, 1 enforcement stop, 1 preventative patrol activity, and 1 hold disturbance. So that is all I have, unless anybody has anything for me.
Are there any board members that want to make any comments to our lovely sheriff? Nope. No, thank you for what you're doing, and I'll put you in the win column again for an improvement over year. We appreciate that. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Have a great evening.
You too. Next item on the agenda, district staff and committee reports. Is FRM available?
Yes.
At the conclusion of the district staff and committee reports are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. So comments at the conclusion of this district and staff committee reports, that means all the reports. So after that, you can make comments. All right, so FRM, thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having us. A little update, the wastewater treatment plant. We were able to perform some good maintenance on the blower controls, and what that did for us was that resolved some pesky overheat alarms, so we got that taken care of. We began some work on clarifier number 3 by getting a new, or sourcing a new gearbox for that. And then we also ordered a spare motor for clarifier number 4. So that works for redundancy, so that in the middle of the summer when we're nice and busy, we don't have any gaps in service. We did get some water meter replaced, and we finished those up yesterday actually, so that is a good sign. Good job, San Simeon, just a great day. And on the compliance side, staff compiled the data to complete the SMR, or self-margin report, and discharge margin report through CMIX, which is the California Integrated Water Quality System. And those are ready to be approved.
That sounds great. I did see you guys out and about changing the meters, and that gave me a really warm feeling. I appreciate that. Any of the board members have any comment related to FRM?
Yeah, I'd like to know, how many meters did you change and how many meters still need to be changed?
Could you repeat that a little bit broken up there?
Sorry, how many meters did you change, or have you already changed, and how many meters do you still need to change?
All meters, the last meter that needs to be changed is actually a 5/8 residential meter that was shipped incorrectly from the vendor, so that's getting replaced, but all the ones that were ordered to be changed have been changed.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Yep. All right, next is the interim, thank you so much, and you don't have to hang around if you don't want to. Well, you have to hang around to the end in case the public makes a comment.
I had a question.
We're not the comments are coming at the end of all of the staff reports.
I wasn't sure because you were sending people home.
No, excuse me. I was, not sending people home.
Oh, I thought you were sending the FRM.
I know, I know.
Answer the question.
I know, he jumped the gun, yeah. So, okay, interim general manager's report. After the conclusion of all reports, then public can make a comment. Please, interim general manager report. Thank you, Ruth.
Okay, Patrick sent the report that I'm going to read right now. So it says, Pipe Bridge, as you will recall, I asked Mika Rose of the welding company to provide about 8,000 of welding repair work that could be done, which could give the bridge another 10 years of life. He recently finished the repair. On the agenda is his bid to provide the painting of the bridge. Once complete, this will provide bridge stability for long after we are all gone. Water meters. Last month, FRM began the replacement of the first water meters that you approved for replacement. They found a couple of meters that require additional parts for replacement. Those meters should be completed by next week. AT&T upgrade. AT&T is doing a fiber upgrade for our phone system in the office. The transition is 90% complete. This will cut our monthly bill in half, from $15 to $800. The transition has gone mostly smoothly, although that upgrade has caused the office printer to drop offline a few times, affecting our billing this last month. That drop-off requires coaster copy to come out and reset the copier. Carrie got the April billing out today, which is a week late. However, we are almost finished with the complete upgrade in the office, and AT&T will now work on the upgrade for the water treatment plant next week. Ruth continues to develop and provide a district records inventory worksheet that can be utilized to collaborate with the county consultant when the consultant is identified. This will include all of the key district components regarding needed deferred maintenance, current existing repairs, current organizational agreements and contracts, historical documents, and other significant district relationships that the consultant will likely need. I enjoyed getting to know Jeff English, and I believe he is the perfect general manager for the next level of district needs. That's the report.
Do any of the board members have any discussion related to the report?
Yeah, I'd like to ask Ruth was it the welding company that is going to do the painting on the pipe bridge, or is that a separate company?
He asked Mika from the welding company, so it's gonna be the one that is gonna do the repair work, welding company.
No, the painting work.
The painting work, it is not clear here. It says on the agenda is his right to provide the painting of the bridge.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Anything, Holly? Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. Here in the document about the painting, it mentions welding company.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Next on the agenda is the district financial summary. Summary of April financials.
Well, we don't have any financial representative right now. The information was posted online, the disbursement list and the balance as of March 31st. And in the board packet, there is all the information, the profit and loss comparison and the balance as March 31st.
Thank you, Ruth. I think it was appropriate for you to just refer people to the online statement, and I appreciate you did that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, in the absence of the professional available. Next, district council's report. Council, do you have a report?
I do not this evening, thank you.
Thank you. Director Diamond, the reorganization committee report, if you're able to provide that. If not, we're happy to support you in that.
I can read it.
Thank you. Okay.
We have not been informed as to which company was selected as consultant regarding our reorganization. However, it is my understanding that the county has selected a company to perform the services, and they are currently solidifying the scope of services and timeline for the reorganization consultant's work. So that's where it's my understanding that's where it is right now, but I have not had any notification at all from the county. That's my report.
That's the end of the report. Okay. So do any of the members of the board have any comments related to that report?
Well, Jacqueline, please keep us appraised as soon as you find out who this consultant is, and what the scope of their duties are. That would be really important, I believe. So just keep us
I'm sorry,
informed.
I'm just not understanding you.
Yeah, you got to get in front of the microphone. Get in front of the microphone.
So I understand that a consultant has been selected but not named, and their scope of their duties has not been clarified. So as soon as we have the name of the consultant, please forward that to the board, and as soon as we have the scope of the duties, this is a critically important thing, I believe. Please forward this information.
Well, I expect them, once they have solidified the scope of the services and the timeline involved, I expect them to be contacting us. But that is, we are not being consulted on that regard.
Thank you, Director Diamond. I appreciate that very much. The rules for selection of vendors are clear, and it's an RFP, and many things have to occur before the public is informed of the name of the winner of a bid. Okay? So these are the reasons. It's not for any malicious reason or they're trying to keep something secret from us, and certainly you've been excellent at supporting the board and wonderful, excellent at participating, and you have a passion and your heart is into this. And I am certain that in the event that everyone needs to be informed of something, that you will be the first one to let us know. Isn't that right?
I'm expecting them to inform us as soon as they can.
Agreed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything further? All right. So now we have public comment on the staff reports, please, if there's any public comment.
We have a person online. Go ahead, please. The person that is online, yeah.
I have my hand up. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes, I can.
There is a hand up online.
Do you have any comment or no?
Please go ahead with your comment. Please go ahead. Please go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, this is Hank from Pennsylvania. Maybe next month, I think FRS left, but there was discussions of more water meters being replaced and a proposal being put forward. So maybe you could direct staff or the IT maybe next month to give a little bit more detail, because we've had pretty high water losses, and they know it's the meters, and I thought there was going to be a proposal to replace additional meters to bring our water losses in line. And so maybe one of you could ask staff to report on that at the next meeting or something when they do their update.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any further comments on the staff reports?
Is FRM online? They wanted to speak.
FRM, are you online?
I am online.
All right, do you want to address the water loss accusation?
Yes, there still is ongoing water loss for San Simeon. In dealing with that, we've taken a tiered approach to replacing water meters.
Yeah.
And with that tiered approach, the first tier is done. And once this tier is complete and we see how things are going, we will then move to the second tier with Mr. English, who is taking over.
Boy, that sounds like a reasoned approach, doesn't it? That sounds like science. Excellent. Good to hear it, FRM. Okay, so is there any, without anything further, I think that we'll move on to the next agenda item. This agenda item being the consent calendar items. Let me read this agenda item and then I'll make a comment. All items are approved by a single action. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda for separate discussion upon request from a member of the public, district staff, or a director. Public comment on the consent calendar will take place prior to the board's vote on the consent calendar items. Unless an item is pulled for separate consideration by the board, the following items are recommended for approval without further discussion. Review and approval of minutes for the meeting of April 3rd, 2025. Review and approval of April disbursements journal. Review and approval of resolution of the Board of Directors of the San Simeon Community Services District authorizing signatures for banking services. Okay, hang on. On item B, Council, item B, the disbursement journal is absent from the packet. Where is it? How did it show up there?
The way the copy.
I take it back. All right. The thing that I am a little bit looking at this, there's a resolution, but I believe that the way that can you advise this? The way on item C, the resolution, the way I read it, is that there's some wiggle room in there as to who you may appoint, and whether or not you appoint someone as the interim general manager versus appointing a particular individual. In other words, this is sort of a generic resolution approval. Am I right?
This is the item that Mr. Prusov had identified before.
Yeah.
And it is a recommendation that we pull this item.
Thank you.
And have the board approve it at the same time, or if at the time that the board approves a contract, which is coming up later on the agenda. So my recommendation is for, at this moment, to pull it from the consent calendar, and we will bring it back for direction and action upon the rest of our agenda.
Yeah, does a board member have to make a resolution? I mean, excuse me, a motion to do that?
I don't think we need a motion.
Okay.
We'll just move it to, we'll move it to business action item A.
Okay.
So
I'd like,
there is the motion would be to approve items A and B, subject
Yeah.
to any other item being pulled from the consent calendar from the public.
okay. So, moving that we consent to items A and B pending the moving of item C to later in the agenda.
I second it. I second it.
Thank you.
So roll call to vote. Okay. So Chair Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Tunaje,
Yes.
Director Diamond, Director Diamond,
Director Diamond.
Director Diamond, you're on mute. Chair Diamond.
On mute.
Yes,
Thank you.
so motion pass 4-0.
All right. Next item on the agenda
our business action items, public comment at the conclusion. Wait a second. We do public comment on the consent agenda, please.
Nobody online.
Anybody in the room want to make a public comment on the consent agenda items? No, okay. All right, I almost avoided death right there. Okay, you know how it is, right? What happens to me if if you stub your toe up here, it's insane. All right, so 8, business action items. Public comments at the conclusion of each business action item are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. A, review and approval of a resolution of the Board of Directors of San Simeon Community Services District appointing Jeff English as interim general manager and approving an agreement for professional services, approving agreements for bookkeeping services, and an assistant to the interim general manager. B, discussion and direction to schedule regular Board of Directors meetings to every other month. Review and approval of cost estimate to update the ACLE system-wide water supply assessment. D, consideration and approval of bridge protective paint coating cost estimate. So, item A, review and approval of resolution of the Board of Directors of the San Simeon Community Services District appointing Jeff English as interim general manager and approving an agreement for professional services, approving agreement for bookkeeper services, and an assistant to the interim general manager. At this time, I will say that I've reviewed what's in the packet, and I don't have any further comments. Anybody on the board here wants to make some comments relative to item A?
Yes.
Chair Tawana, I can make a short presentation.
I would love it if you made a short presentation. Council, can you please make a short presentation?
Yes, okay, thank you, Vice Chair, and good evening, Directors. Before you today is a resolution to adopt several agreements. At this time, based off of I would say the incomplete nature of the agenda packet, I will ask for a modification on a motion. It would be to approve the resolution only as to the agreement for professional services for an interim general manager agreement with Jeff English, and we will bring back the other 2 agreements at a later time. So before you tonight is a draft agreement that has been prepared and reviewed between our office and Mr. English. If the board will recall, several weeks ago, your current interim general manager, Patrick Crowley, had submitted his resignation and expressed his desire to work with the district and staff to search for a potential replacement. Since that time, the board has identified a more informal process of searching for and selecting a new interim general manager. And based off of feedback and input and interest that we received on behalf of the district, we have prepared and submitted information to the board for consideration of appointing Jeff English to the position. Based off of the direction that we received from the board and in discussions with Mr. English, we have prepared this contract, which he has provided feedback and information for and has agreed to the terms subject to the board's approval. The general provisions of the agreement are very similar to the ones that the district had with Mr. Cafferty, with the goal being that the contract will terminate by its own terms no later than June 30th of 2027, or the date that the district dissolves or reorganizes, whichever occurs first. So the scope of the contract would be such that he would serve as your interim general manager during the time in which the reorganization process is occurring with the county. Additional points of consideration for the board as to the professional service agreement is Mr. English has requested an hourly rate of $95 per hour pursuant to the terms of the agreement. We feel confident that as a CalPERS annuitant, The terms of the contract will be the obligation that Mr. English has with CalPERS at such time. However, we will work with him in the event that something changes, because that could potentially trigger a necessary reduction in the number of hours that he can provide to the district for these services. Aside from that, there is a standard mileage reimbursement provision into the contract. He's requested a little more flexibility in terms of the days and hours that he will work on behalf of the district. All of that has been included into the contract. So I can answer any questions that the board may have. I do believe Mr. English is in person if you have any questions for him as well. And I'm happy to, again, answer any questions you may have.
I have a question for Mr. English. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much.
Good.
For asking and appreciate it.
Are you happy with the terms? I looked at the terms and I thought you were very generous to the district, and we appreciate that very much.
I'm a advocate for good governance, and I went through a process.
Do you want to speak into the microphone so everybody can hear you? I don't mind if you come over here. Thank you. I apologize. I should have asked you to do that before. Thank you. We want to, I think it's the smaller one. Ruth, is it the
thank you.
smaller one?
Yeah, the small one.
Is it on?
The little one.
The little one.
Here we go.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff English. I'm a resident of Templeton. I am a former general manager in a couple different roles for other agencies throughout the county. I am to answer your question, and I look forward to having a lot of additional follow-up with you. But I'm an advocate of good governance. When I reviewed your contract, I looked at a way in which it made sense for San Simeon to really be in line with other agencies and be fair to the agency as well as myself. So I did an informal survey of some smaller agencies in the county, actually the smallest agencies in the county, not the largest, and did a salary survey. It was something I did on my own. I presented it. I think it's fair and it's justifiable, and I see this is a good win for me. I am retired, and it gives me an opportunity to stay involved with what I like, which is public governance. So this allows me some flexibility. It's, I believe, a reasonable contract. And I look forward to the opportunity to work with you if, in fact, the board approves tonight. So hopefully that answers your question.
That does answer my question. The generosity, in my opinion, was pointing to the fact that it was very fair. In fact, taking the IRS recommended mileage allocation is very fair and reasonable. And I'm wondering, in the event that there was some data that you have, albeit anecdotal and from your own research, I'd be interested in seeing it.
Sure. Certainly.
Thank you. At some point.
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else on the board?
Yes. Yeah, I'd like to ask Jeff. Well, first I'd like to say thank you for stepping up to this role. Really, really appreciate it. How many hours do you expect that you will need per month for this duty?
Well, what we had talked about in the contract was that I would be available really for the district. 20 hours to 30 hours a week would be a time that I think would be reasonable. There's a lot of work to do. I see that there's quite a bit of work to do now in the near future, and that potentially that necessity for that amount of time will go down. I'm looking for a situation that would be able for us to complete this work that's necessary. It may be 40 hours a week at some point. If if there's necessary, but I don't believe there will be, I'm thinking it'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 to 30 hours a week.
Thank you. Nubia alluded to limitations that you have pertinent to CalPERS as a retired annuitant. Are there
I
any?
can't hear Director Donahue at all.
Okay.
Neither can I.
I'm just inches.
I know, but when you were talking, move the microphone in front of there. Come here, come over here so you're in front of the microphone speaking to Mr. English.
Okay.
There you go.
Nubia alluded to potential limitations regarding your
I think he needs to take his hand off the microphone.
Yeah, don't hold on.
your retired.
Hold on to this.
Okay.
You can hold on to the base.
I think I understand the question.
Okay.
So, yes, I am a retired, I have a retired position for PERS. I do not believe there's a conflict. I have done research on my own to determine whether or not there is a contract between San Simeon and that agency and as a public employee. I don't believe there is, and I want to make sure that that doesn't bubble up at some point. Given that fact, I don't have a conflict. And so if in fact that does come up, typically it's 960 hours per year is the maximum, and so which averages about 20 hours a week. And so that would be a limitation, but there are a number of requirements, probably too numerous to discuss tonight.
Thank you.
Director Lee? No? Chair Diamond, anything?
No, I'm grateful that we were able to find someone with this experience, and it's a rarity. And so I appreciate him coming forward and allowing us to partake in his ability to run this district.
Great, thank you. Mr. English, do you have anything further for us?
I have no other questions for you other than I look for the opportunity to work with you. I am excited about this. I know this is a huge transition for San Simeon, and there's a number of hurdles that will be overcoming over the next year and a half. We want to make sure that this project is done in a way that everyone from San Simeon is proud of. And this decision has been made by your board, and I will execute that to the greatest extent possible.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, what we're looking for at this point in time, thank you, sir, appreciate it. At this point in time, we would like public comment. We'll start with people that are in the room. Does anyone have public item on business action item A?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Mary Margaret McGuire. I missed the hourly rate that council quoted for Mr. English's salary. Can anyone tell me that?
I believe it's in the draft. Council, what is the hourly rate, please?
The rate is $95 an hour.
Okay, thank you. I'm wondering, is Mr. English going to have, I mean, you may not know this yet, but is he going to have any set schedule hours at the district office where people could come in and converse with him and meet with him?
Council, I think you went, I believe I saw that in the contract itself. I'm afraid to answer because I might be wrong, because I didn't memorize it.
I may have missed the question, but...
The question is, will there be regular business hours? Yeah.
Yes, we have a general agreement that the idea is for there to be some flexibility and provided to Mr. English in ensuring that he can carry out the duties whether in person or remotely. One of the requirements or one of the scope of work points will ensure that as the interim general manager, he makes sure that the district office is still staffed Monday through Thursday during the regular hours. So the idea would be that in the event that he's not there, there will be someone still available for answering questions or receiving payments. And aside from that, then I think it is his, I believe he mentioned it is his goal to provide 20, 30 hours overall, knowing that there may be periods in which there is a need for more hours.
Can I take a moment? Since Mr. English is still in the room, I'd like to recognize him. If you would like to ask a question directly to Mr. English, I'd be happy if you could do that.
Do you think you'll be in the office during the week, a few hours?
Absolutely. I intend to be here. Couldn't imagine a better place to be. And so, yes, we do have a challenge.
Especially in the summer when it's hot in Templeton.
We do have a challenge. There are, it's a very small,
Can we have Mr. English speak through in the microphone?
Sorry about that. You want to take a seat up here, Jeff? Are all the microphones on?
Thank you.
Yeah, or here.
My intention is to be in the office as often as possible. We do have some challenges in that we have a very small office space, and there are two people already who attend the office who are there and have. So we don't. I'm going to have to squeeze myself in there. I may be working out of my truck in the parking lot or somewhere. But yes, to answer your question, I will be in the office, and typically in an available time where it would be daytime hours, matching what is with the posted office hours. So, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Are there any further questions on item A, business action item A? Before we go online, I'm asking the room. All right.
Are you ready for online?
I don't recognize anybody further in the room, so now we're ready.
Okay, so we can go online. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. This is Hank again. I wanted to welcome Jeff to our community. As a resident, I wanted to welcome to our community. And in addition to what I've learned about Jeff, in managerial experience and contacts at the county, which I think will be beneficial in the dissolution and reorganization study, are his skills with an engineering background. I believe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he has some pretty extensive credentials in water and wastewater treatment. So that's going to be a real benefit, I think, and give us another view of our community's infrastructure in those areas too. I think that'll come naturally from him, given his background. So I'm looking for not only the managerial skills, but also the engineering background that he has. So welcome, Jeff.
Thank you. Any further questions online or any further comments?
Nobody else.
All right, thank you. Now we will move to the next agenda item, which is 8B as in boy, discussion and direction to schedule regular board of director meetings to every other month.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We need to take a motion and vote on the contract.
Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, I have one other small comment, is on that motion, you've got our interim general manager previous as a signatory. Just a small clerical matter, but you may want to include that change on the resolution. It's showing Patrick is signing it. Best thing to it.
I have a pen. We can strike it. Thank you for pointing that out. He's obviously not going to sign it since he is not here and resigned and won't sign it. So, well noted. At this point in time, I will entertain a motion from the board to accept the contract or not accept the contract? I need a motion.
I make a motion to accept the contract for Jeff English
The contract as written in the packet
as written in the packet.
with corrections as necessary?
Yes, with
respect to
corrections.
the signatories.
As necessary with respect to the signatories.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. What a great motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
All those in favor?
So, roll call to vote. Chair Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Dunaje,
Yes.
Director Diamond.
Yes.
All right,
So
thank
it
you.
is 4-0,
I
motion
appreciate it.
pass.
All right, cool. Now we can have a discussion on, this is great. Talk about hours, somebody's going to reduce their hours here. So, okay, discussion and at the discretion to, and direction to schedule regular board of director meetings to every other month. And I don't remember who brought this up. Was it you, Director Lee?
Director Diamond.
Oh, it was Director Diamond.
But I second it. But I think,
I can provide a little context to the board on this.
Please do.
At the board's previous meeting, the board had discussion and entertained the possibility of going to a bi-monthly meeting, essentially having meetings every other month, depending on the amount of work or action that needed to be taken by the board. The board did vote to transition to having regular meetings every other month. However, in consultation with your now active interim general manager, the possibility of going back to the original schedule, which is to have it every month, with the possibility of canceling meetings as necessary when they're not required, we brought this item back for your consideration.
right.
Right, since that's not on the agenda, unless that's part of this discussion, I actually like how that sounds because I'm immediately, perhaps it's because of the yellow tie today, I immediately trust Mr. English to use his discretion and advise the board as he will whether or not we need to meet. Oh, I see a hand raised. I recognize the hand. You want to come up to the microphone so we can hear you? Okay.
Thank you. And one of the recommendations I had with the board and previously was that if we have a monthly meeting, there may be opportunities, may be necessities for us to be in a board meeting because of some action that needs to be taken by the county board or otherwise. And oftentimes, those meetings need to be taken at a regular meeting. If you have a special meeting sometimes can limit you in what you can have, what actions can be taken that evening. An alternative would be for you to have monthly meetings, and if there is no action, no item taking place on that meeting, and you don't have a reason to have it, we can cancel the meeting. As long as it's noticed in advance, then I would recommend that would be an alternative for this evening, in that you just go back to monthly meetings, and that if there's no items, and if it's noticed publicly, and if it's noticed correctly in advance, then just cancel the meeting. It's not uncommon for a board. I'm part of the Templeton Community Services District Board of Directors in previous. I follow them regularly. Their meeting was canceled last night, so and so they're not going to have the next one. So it's not uncommon, and so that may be an alternative for you in case there's an item that is urgent and needs to be done quickly. So.
Yeah, my comment here, and then of course, all the rest of the directors can make any comment they wish. I'm in favor of keeping the monthly meetings as a norm because sort of like, I don't know, we're serving the public and we probably should have an opportunity, unless nobody really wants to come to a meeting if there's no purpose for the meeting. Okay, I mean, I have a distinct disdain for nothing meetings. I mean, we all have other things going on. But to the extent that the public expects that there is something that is necessary to address, then I believe discretionary review by whoever the acting chairperson is at that time and our interim general manager would be appropriate reasoning to go ahead and cancel. So I'm in favor.
I second that.
Well, I didn't make a motion, but I'm about to. Go ahead. Director Lee?
No?
She's got no comment.
I thought we already agreed on that one, on the monthly meeting with the possibility of canceling. But I'm gonna.
Okay, that sounds like, do you want to turn that into a motion?
I want to.
You want me to make a motion? It's, okay. Okay. Director Diamond, do you have any comment before we move forward? She said no. Are you muted, Director Diamond?
Director Diamond? Director Diamond?
I said I'm in favor
Okay, okay.
of resuming monthly meetings.
All right, so at this point, I would like to make a motion regarding business action item.
And I'm so sorry, I might have missed it. Did we ask for public comment aside from the new interim manager?
No, I didn't, and thanks for saving my life yet again tonight, second agenda item, okay? Is there any public comment on 8B?
I think this is the best alternative because most people in the community prefer monthly meetings than the every other month. That would just be too long between being able to see what's going on with the district, especially with all the things that are happening right now. So sticking with the monthly meeting and canceling as needed or when appropriate is the better choice, I think. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Are there any other comments related to this agenda item 8B? Are there any comments online?
Nobody online.
All right, so at this point in time, I'd like to refresh my motion.
The motion is that we would continue with monthly meetings, subject to cancellations as needed.
Thank you.
So roll call to vote.
Second? Is there a second?
I second it.
Thank you. Now we roll call.
Okay, roll call. Chair Tijuana?
Yes.
Director Lee?
Yes.
Director Dunaje?
Yes.
Director Diamond?
Yes,
Okay, it passed 4-0.
Thank you. Next item is review and approval of cost estimate to update ACL system-wide water supply assessment. Is there a comment from the general manager on this? Was there any comment made, but left by the previous?
Yeah, we have here the summary and the recommendation.
Okay, that's what we want.
We read the recommendation. It is recommended that the board approve the $12,942 cost estimated from ACL to update the system-wide water supply assessment complete in March 2022.
Great, thank you. Board, any discussion on this action item?
Yeah, I'm strongly in favor of it. The previous report had Charlie's fingerprints all over it. Using the RO unit 365 days a year is just silly. It's only been used 65 days since it was put online in 2016. So changing that to a more reasonable 60 days is a fair assessment. Otherwise, we're handing off a really inaccurate report to the county. So I think it's incumbent on us to pass a clean baton with accurate water assessment. So I'm really strongly in favor of this update.
Director Lee, any comment? Director Diamond?
No.
Thank you. I would like public comment at this time, if that would please everyone. Public comment on this action item before we vote.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, we keep learning.
Would you mind stating your name so that the
Sure.
record
Mike
reflects
Hanchett.
it?
Michael Hanchett.
Thank you.
We kind of keep learning this lesson over and over. The concern I guess I have is the report was accepted. We hired a legitimate group. Their information matches with the Cleath report that was done back in 2014. The Cleath report indicated that we would never run out of saltwater intrusion. The quality of water might be degraded, but we're not going to run out, okay? That's why the RO system was put in. The ACL report shows that the demand in 2035 or 2040, I think it was 2035, assuming build out, would be about 112 acre feet. It could be 110, there were two different ways they looked at it, but 110, 112. In 1986, up to 1990, prior to the toilet retrofit for the town, during a drought period, the town pumped 120 acre feet. Okay? The water did degrade. We didn't have the RO plant, but we were able to get through it without a problem. If that report, and we believe it to be true, because it's been updated since and it continues to fall, to go back and continue to beat up the ACL report, or attempt to. Earlier it was said that the ACL report underreported our water because they use a different watershed. They use the one in San Luis, and we're at the foot of the hill of the most rainy spot in the county. It also was indicated that the 20% for the RO plant for the brine disposal was overstated, which made it more conservative. It gave us more water. If it is 15%, then fine. But it seems to me like you're making a decision to spend $12,000 needlessly, and it would be my suggestion tonight that you table it and give the gentleman an opportunity to review it and look at it before you make a decision on it. Because the other outcome of this is going to be, you're probably going to find that the people in the permits you've issued are going to be back before you in a legal fashion. Okay? And we're going to start this whole nightmare all over again.
Oh, good.
And the report does not seem to be inaccurate. So that's be my comment.
Thank you, appreciate your comment. Next, anyone else wishing to make a comment? Is there anyone online wishing to make a comment?
Yes, we have Mr.
Oh, wait, we have a person in house.
Sorry.
That's
Mary
okay.
Margaret McGuire. I have to agree with Mr. Hanchett that this is with our budget, this is a lot of money, and since we do have a new general manager coming on, the idea to postpone the decision on this is probably a good one.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, we have Mr. Cross online. Please go ahead.
Please go ahead online.
Mr. Cross.
Mr. Krisak.
Yeah, I made my comment earlier, it would have been nice to have seen the proposal, and a few years have lapsed since that original study and the like, but I think it would have been good to have the attachment for public review. That's it.
Thank you.
Nobody else.
Thank you. Is there anyone that wishes to make a motion to move forward with the ecosystem-wide water supply assessment?
Yes, I make a motion to,
Vice Chair Tawana, before we take a vote, I want to let the board know that the estimate was going to be, or was supposed to be included as part of the agenda packet. It did not make it into the final version. I do not believe that the estimate contains a lot more other than just a number. But in any case, if the board wishes, we can do a couple of things. One, you take a vote on it now, and at your next board meeting, we will include it as part of the agenda packet as an informational item so that it can be reviewed by the board and by the public. Or you can continue the item for discussion if you would like to see it before you vote.
I think it's a good idea to look at it. So I don't think that it's going to be, any sort of catastrophe to wait 1 month to determine, so that there's no question with respect to review and oversight. I think that at the abundance of caution, that we continue with a very clean slate for Mr. English and move that forward that way. I do want to express my support for this report for a number of reasons, and my support will continue to next month. So I would like to make a motion I would just like to ask to remove this item pending, and put it on the next agenda, pending the inclusion of the report, the estimate itself for the vote.
yeah, even I can second that.
Thank you.
Okay, so roll call to vote. Chair Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Donaje,
Yes,
Director Diamond.
Yes,
So it is 4-0, motion pass.
Thank you. The final item is the consolidation and approval of, and approval of, let's see, what time is it, 7? This is hour 12, okay. Consideration and approval of bridge protection paint coating cost estimate.
Recommendation, it is recommended that the board approve, It's recommended that the board approve the $11,000 cost estimated from Micah Rose to paint a protective layer on the district's pipe bridge.
And Chair, the Vice Chair Tawana, based off of the action on the last agenda item, it's my recommendation that we do the same.
Yeah, I agree.
I bring back, once we have the opportunity to provide the cost estimate as part of the agenda package.
100%, okay. I move that we take this item, well, we can't really vote. I mean, are people going to make a comment on us taking it out of the agenda?
Yeah.
All
You
right,
still get to make a comment on the item, right?
sure.
yeah. I'd like to comment.
Okay. First, prior to public comment, I would like to understand whether or not anyone on the board would like to make a comment on this item.
Yes, I wish to say that we really do not have enough information to make any kind of judgment regarding this kind of thing. These coatings are really quite specific, and it seems to me having a welding company in charge of coating such a pipe bridge doesn't really make a lot of sense right off the bat. So I think we need a lot more detail on this contract before I feel comfortable voting on it.
So you're supporting taking it off the agenda?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right. Anything? You good?
No.
All right, thank you. Director Diamond? Any comment?
I think it's unfortunate that we had so many items not included in our packet, and it's the worst it's ever been.
I doubt, I would contend that.
I think we need to make sure that the public has a chance to look at it before we vote.
Thank you. So you, what I'm taking from you is that you're also in favor of me removing it from the agenda and tabling it until the next time when we can get the actual materials inside the packet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Any public comment?
I have a public.
Hang on.
Mark Cusick. I just would urge the board and the staff to ensure that we understand fully the scope of work. Because if they just slap paint on top of the paint that's already peeling, it's not gonna last but about a week. And so that's my urge for the board and the districts.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to make a comment on this action 8D?
Yeah, I have a comment online if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. The pipe bridge has some additional requirements around it. In the 2019 after-the-fact CDP that was approved for our wastewater treatment plant, annual inspections were required of the pipe bridge as well as the outfall line. And relative, since this discussion is about the pipe bridge, it would make sense for this additional time for our new general manager to consider whether or not there should be inspection prior.
But wait a second.
An inspection of wells, et cetera, can be better done before you cover them up. But he can answer that question.
Sir, are we talking about the protective paint coating estimate?
Pardon?
Sir, I was just trying to see whether or not we were actually talking about the protective paint coating cost estimate.
That's right. And the idea is it not necessarily, this is where Jeff's expertise comes in. You would normally, I think, inspect the bridge for structural integrity, which would be part of your annual inspection. If you coat heavily over these parts of the bridge, you will not be able to see the actual wells as well as you should if you're doing a structural review. That's something Jeff has experienced. I'm just saying you're delaying it now. Maybe let our new general manager look into that a bit and make sure that we get our general inspection done properly, our annual inspection for submittal to the Coastal Commission.
I just have one question for you. I have one question for you. And that is, are you in favor of taking this item off the agenda and moving it to the next meeting? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate your comment. Okay. I'd like to make a motion to move this item from the agenda to the next month's meeting.
I second.
Thank you.
So roll call to vote. Chair Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Donaje,
Yes.
Director Diamond.
Yes.
So it is 4-0. It passed the motion.
Yes. Okay, great. It's time for the closed session, public comments.
And we move to the end of the business actions, the
Thank
approval
you.
of resolution for the signatures.
I'm sorry, say again?
We move to the end of the business actions items, the review and approval of the resolution for the authorizing signatures for banking services.
Oh, did we do that?
Yes, thank you. You are a smart person, Ruth. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your assistance. There is one additional business action item that we moved before we got into all the exciting discussions, and I almost forgot. So thank you, Ruth. I appreciate you reminding us that we need to discuss the banking resolution now that we have voted that the interim general manager we accepted the contract. So that's, let's check in with council and see if I'm doing this right.
Yeah. Thanks, Ruth.
So this agenda item naturally follows the appointment of a new interim general
Yes.
manager. In order to authorize your new interim general manager to be a signatory on banking documents, we have prepared this resolution for your consideration tonight.
Thank you so much. That being said, is there a motion to support accepting the resolution?
After public comment.
After public comment? Is there a public comment with respect to accepting the banking resolution that was stated? Let me go back up here.
Authorizing signatures for.
7C, thank you, review and approval of a resolution of the Board of Directors of the San Simeon Community Services District authorizing signatures for banking services. Are there any public comments respecting that?
Nobody online.
Thank you. I recognize nobody in the room wishing to make a public comment. Therefore, I move that we accept the San Simeon Community, the resolution for approval for authorizing signatures for bank services.
I second.
So roll call to vote. Chair Tijuana,
Yes.
Director Lee,
Yes.
Director Nauhe,
Yes.
Director Diamond.
Yes.
So it is 4-0, motion pass.
Thank you so much. Go. Yes? Was there a comment? Comment? Anybody? No? I heard the machine talking. It's R2D2 over there. They're talking to us. Okay. Closed session. Public comment on the closed session agenda are limited to 3 minutes per person per item. The board will adjourn to closed session to address the following items. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D. One case. B, report upon conclusion of the closed session. Once the closed session has completed, the legislative body must convene in an open session, Section 54957.7B. If the legislative body took final action in the closed session, the body may be required to make a report of the action taken and the vote thereon to the public at the open session. Section 549671, paren A, the report may be made either orally or in writing, Section 54957.1, paren B. In the case of a contract or settlement of a lawsuit, copies of the document also must be disclosed as soon as possible. Section 54957.1B and C. At this point in time, we will adjourn for closed session. We are reconvening from the closed session. The report is no reportable action at this time. So item D in section 9. This section is intended as an opportunity for board members to make brief announcements, request information from staff, request future agenda item, and/or report on their own activities related to district business. No action is to be taken until an item is placed on a future agenda. Are there any such items coming before the board? Mr. English.
I would like the opportunity at your convenience to meet with you. I am available. Just want to let you know that I will be starting Monday morning. I plan to be here in the morning, first thing, and I'm available. I can provide your contact information. If you want to tell me a good time to speak with you, we can either speak in person or on the phone, whatever is convenient for you, but I'd like the opportunity to engage myself with you at your earliest opportunity, just to say hello.
Thank you for that. Great. Thank you so much. No, there being no further comment from the board related to action D, we'll move to 10, and that's adjourned. This meeting is adjourned to the next regular meeting.